So you've got to stop the bleeding. You've got to re-implement Donald Trump's border policies, build the wall, re-implement deportations. And that gets me to your point, Margaret, about what do we actually do? So we've got 20, 25 million illegal aliens who are here in the country. What do we do with them? I think the first thing that we do is we start with the criminal migrants. About 1 million of those people have committed some form of crime in addition to crossing the border illegally. I think you start with deportations on those folks. And then I think you make it harder for illegal aliens to undercut the wages of American workers. A lot of people will go home if they can't work for less than minimum wage in our own country. And by the way, that'll be really good for our workers who just want to earn a fair wage for doing a good day's work.
Donald Trump had 4 years. He had 4 years to do this. And he promised you, America, how easy it would be. I'll build you a big, beautiful wall, and Mexico will pay for it. Less than 2% of that wall got built, and Mexico didn't pay a dime. But here we are again, 9 years after he came down that escalator, dehumanizing people and telling them what he was going to do. As far as the deportation plan, at one point, Senator Vance said it was so unworkable to be laughable.
I'm going to confine my context to the existing state law and the existing federal immigration rules, not as to any hypothetical about who may or may not, what may or may not happen in the future. But again, under the existing rules, if ICE were wanting to deport an individual and that individual is sitting in the Champaign County jail and ICE was never informed they're in the Champaign County jail, how do you deport that person? You don't, because you never knew they were there. That's the whole point of the ICE detainer, okay? So they can go out there. And by the way, the ICE detainer applies to both legal and illegal immigrants. If someone comes here lawfully and commits a crime and they're not a U.S. citizen, they can still be subject to deportation, again, through all the existing rules that apply. So, but if ICE never knew they were there, which is the law in Illinois, then that person's going to walk right back out the jail door or the Department of Corrections door at the end of their sentence and right back into our local communities. And that's the problem.
If they're saying that there's no problem, then documenting it shouldn't be a problem. But we're going to continue to urge the legislature to allow law enforcement to do their job and track individuals who are non-citizens who are committing serious crimes against our families, against our children, that we should be allowed to track those so we can, as a state, decide what our best action should be.